Hey guys, Heather here. I was just hiking this morning and one of my friends asked me to do a little video on how I pack my day packs for cold weather. You can't really tell right now, but it has been snowing in East Tennessee, which is where I am. So I want to show you my day pack. Here's what I take with me every single time I go outside hiking. I don't care if it's just supposed to be a mile or 15 miles. Not that I've been able to do 15 miles. Used to, can't anymore. So we're working up to it. So for today specifically, I always have obviously my backpack. This one is a Gregory Juno 24 liter. This is a little overkill for just a day pack. This could be an ultralight, weekend pack if you really wanted it to be, but I like all the storage and compartments it comes with. I have gone through many a pack, and this one has been one of my favorite day packs. I'm not sponsored or anything. I just like gear. So this one came with an integrated water bladder. So it has its own compartment for the water bladder here, and it has a quick disconnect valve so that whenever I would need to fill this up, I could just take it out, but I won't have to disconnect my hose, which is just always sitting here, and it connects to where it can just like attach on the other side, hands-free. So this is the water. I usually put 2 liters in here because every time I go uphill, I get really out of breath. So I just drink a lot of water. And I usually use electrolyte water just because I don't want to become hyponatremic, which is where I just flood myself with water. It's really hard to do when you're hiking because you're sweating a lot, but I like to replace my electrolyte. So I use Element, it's LMNT. Again, not sponsored. I'm not sponsored by anything. But I just like to have electrolyte water already in my bladder. That way I'm just constantly refueling. So outside of the pack and the bladder, cold weather, what I'm wearing right now is exactly what I was wearing earlier. First of all, I have a bra that is fully wool because I don't like chafing under my bust. And then I have a wool base layer. It's just smart wool, I think. It's old. It's been ravaged by a couple of mice in my closet. It's seen some things. And outside of that, it's a long sleeve. Outside of that, I have this R1 jacket that I got in 2019 or probably 2016. I don't know, long time ago. She's been around, but she's holding strong. So this R1 is my mid layer. It's Patagonia. And then I always have a puffy down jacket. This one is North Face. I don't even know. It's just North Face women's puffer. I don't even remember when I got it or how much it is. But I just like a down jacket or synthetic just as a top layer. So this morning I put it on because it was 20-something degrees when we started hiking, but it got up to the 40s, it was so warm. And so I took this off and then, just hiked in this. I'm still kind of sweaty, but it's okay because I have double wool on, and this R1 is a really breathable material. So even if I was sweaty, it'll dry off quickly. Unlike in the summer, I won't wear wool in summer. I can, but I haven't. I wear a tech tee because if that gets sweaty, it's okay because you stay cool. Whereas with this, I don't want to wear a tech t-shirt because I'll get cold and then stay cold because I'll start freezing. Anyway, sometimes if it's really windy, like it was the other day, and cold, I'll put on this little windbreaker. This is the Houdini by Patagonia. I've had this forever too. It's it weighs nothing, and it technically is just a windbreaker. Sometimes it'll help against light rains, but I've worn this in monsoons. Not helpful. You get soaked. But I like to put this over my down jacket just as a wind protection, because anywhere that there's a seam in the down, everywhere that there's a stitch, right there and right there, that's where air can pass through and it gets kind of cold. So this will just be an extra layer to protect against wind. So that's what I wear on my top. And then I have these pants. I don't know if you can see them. They are outdoor tech pants. They're by Nara, G-N-A-R-A. They used to be She-Fly, but I like these personally so much. They're my favorite pants. I wear them all the time because they have a zipper, past the zipper, and it's so you can pee without taking your pants off. And when you're in the woods for a long time, you have to pee, obviously, if you're staying hydrated, which we all know I am. So these ones you just kind of unzip and you can pee, and I don't have to take my pack off. I don't have to take my pants off. It feels a little bit better. There's more privacy. But I wear these, and they're just a tech material. They've got, a bunch of pockets. But again, being able to pee without having to take my pants off is the dream. So I wear these, and then I have a bunch of different shoes. I don't wear anything specific. I just wear trail runners. I personally have a pretty narrow footbed. And I don't like Altras, which is like the #1 shoe that most people wear. So I usually stick with Salomon, Brooks, Topo, things like that, just that have a little bit of a more narrow footbed and a little bit less of a wide toe box because my foot will slide around and I used to blister a lot on my heels and toes. So today I wore the Topo Trail Runners. I don't know, got these on Poshmark or Facebook Marketplace or something super cheap. And then on top of that, I'm wearing gaiters. I don't know if you can see this. They're Dirty Girl gaiters, it's the brand. And that just keeps little rocks and things, twigs out of my shoes. Today was snow. Out of my shoes, that way I don't have stuff in my shoes. And I always find it nice, it kind of holds down my laces, so I don't have to keep retying my shoes. They don't come untied as often, at least in my experience. So, and these gaiters, again, are like minimum 10 years old. They are my fave. They're super lightweight, they're great in the summer. They're not warm at all, but they just keep gunk out of my shoes. So that's what I wore today. And I have this Buff from Buff. It's fully wool. I like it when my nose and mouth gets cold because I could just cover it up. It has like a million different uses. And then I have little gloves. These are also wool. They just happen to be wool from Smartwool. I've had these forever, but that way when I'm holding my trekking poles, my fingers don't feel like they're gonna break off. These are not really as warm as I want them to be. I want to get like a mitten or something on top of that so my fingers can actually stay warm, but this is a nice little windbreaker. So that's what I wear. And then as far as stuff I put in my pack every single time, I always have my first aid kit, which is here. I just have a really basic one. I've kind of made my own. I am a PA, physician assistant, so I have kind of made this perfect for me and what I would want in the field. It's super minimal, but it has like a bunch of medications. You guys can ask me about that if you care. And yeah, always keep this on me. And it also has my little Swiss Army knife that just has tweezers, scissors, a knife, and a pick, I think, just because I like to have it. So I always have my first aid kit. And then I always have a light source, which is my headlamp. This one is the Nitecore. I just got it. I have like 5 different headlamps, so it just depends on what I have. This is the most recent one that I've been using, but before that I used Black Diamond for like ever. That way, just in case it gets dark, I'm not stuck without a light source. I literally always carry it. And it weighs nothing, so why not? We're gonna pretend like this is my trekking pole because I forgot it in my car and I didn't feel like walking downstairs to get it because I am lazy. So I always have my trekking poles with me. It actually helps double as a tent pole for me. So, you know, not that I need it on a day hike, but I always have trekking poles because I'm pretty unstable and I trip a lot. I'm one of those people that when I'm hiking, I like watch the ground the whole time and people are like, Heather, look at this beautiful thing. And I'm like, oh yeah, I never would have noticed that. So let me know if there's pretty stuff around me because I won't notice. So I always have trekking poles. I have the Lecky cork light. I think the women's specific one, but I've also had a bunch of Lecky in the past. I just like that style. And then I always 100% of the time have snacks. Right this second, I just have Slim Jims because that's what I didn't eat today. I'm gluten-free, so sometimes I have the little Stroop waffles that have the energy with the honey. I also really like, oh gosh, I'm blanking on the name. The Scratch gummies. I like the one with a little bit of caffeine, and I just set my watch to remind me every hour to have a snack because if not, I'll start to like get really run down and like negative and be like, why am I even hiking? And then I'm like, oh, I'm hungry. Got it. Cool. So I just always have it in my little hip belt pocket. Always have it. I always carry my EpiPen with me just in case. I know it's the middle of winter, but like, you never know. And I always have my smartwatch. This one is the Coros Vertex 2S. But before that, I was wearing my Apple Ultra watch. Apple Ultra. So I just like to have my stats with me. I like to see my elevation, my mileage. Again, this one tells me when to have snacks. So it's just really nice to compare afterwards. And especially when you're like, oh, my feet are starting to get tired. How far have I gone? And it's nice to see like, oh, this is exactly how far I've gone. So always have my watch with me. I always have my dog with me. So I usually have his leash wrapped around my waist, and then I have little snacks for him in my side pocket as well. And then of course I have my phone, and it has satellite capability, just in case something goes wrong. Yeah, that's everything I hiked with today. That's my little day hike sitch. I will put in the description below if I forgot anything, which, knowing me, I probably did. And just so you know, I'm Heather. I've been hiking, for like a decade. I took a little break for about 4 years. I've hiked, thru-hiked the Wonderland Trail in Seattle. I've thru-hiked the Foothills Trail. I've hiked about 250 miles at the AT, about the same in the Great Smoky Mountains National Park. And a bunch of things here and there, all in between. But I got into PA school, and then I kind of stopped hiking for the last 4 years. So I'm picking it back up now. And my friends and I are all wanting to prep for the Rim to Rim to Rim hike in the Grand Canyon, which is where you start at the top of the Grand Canyon rim, go down and then back up, and then down and back up. And so obviously we're all a little deconditioned since we haven't hiked as much in the last several years, and many of them have had babies. So we're all starting from ground zero. And I was talking with my friend, and she had never hiked before. So that's kind of how I got inspo for this channel. I've got a little bit of knowledge under my belt, and I really like tech. I really like gear. I really like all the things. So I figured maybe this can help one person, and if not, then I can at least document along the way. So yeah, let me know if you want any specific things, and if not, if nobody's watching this, that's also fine. Mems for me. Okay, see you next time.